Hello, my sunny bays. Welcome back. I'm so glad you could make it. If you're new here, hello, my name is Amy. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I think once or twice a year, I always try to share with you my luxury wish list and all the luxury items that I have been drooling over. And yes, before you ask, another one is coming your way shortly. I thought it would be really interesting to look back to a few of my past wish lists to see which items got kicked off. My luxury wish list changes all the time, almost on the daily. Let's talk about the items that didn't make the cut for one reason or another, because I think it's really important to understand why that happened to become more of an intentional shopper. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into the video. The first item that I realized that didn't make the cut is from Louis Vuitton, and it's the on-the-go East-West handbag. The one that I specifically wanted was in the black monogram empreinte leather. I still think this leather is absolutely stunning. I actually have a multi-pochette in the monogram ivory empreinte leather, and I use that so much, especially in the spring and summer. This bag landed on my wish list because I was on the lookout for a simple black everyday type of bag that isn't too small, because I do have a ton of mini to small sized handbags in my collection already. I wanted to add one that was slightly more functional if I wanted to bring a little bit more things with me. I naturally gravitated towards this one because I love the empreinte leather from Louis Vuitton, and the price isn't too bad on this one. It also comes with a ton of strap options, which is something that I really prioritize. The versatility just makes it for me. It comes with an adjustable leather crossbody strap and a shorter chain shoulder strap. I think the gold hardware is beautiful. The zipper goes all the way around the bag, so it looks like it's really easy to get in and out of. However, it did end up getting kicked off of my list because I simply just saw so many other designs that I preferred over this. Although I really love the look of this, I decided that for my medium-sized black bag, I want something a little bit more on the classic, timeless side. I don't want loud logos, although this one is pretty subtle since it's empreinte. It's more of an embossed, monotone type of background. Definitely not as loud as some of the other monogram items, but still, I just kind of wanted something a little bit more simple than this. In addition to that reasoning, I also thought that the structure might not work the best for me because I do prefer bags that are on the softer, slouchier side. When bags are super rigid and inflexible, it's just not convenient for me, and I don't like using them. I kept on looking at this over time, and I found myself getting a little bit sick and tired of looking at this design, and that's a huge red flag. You should definitely not spend thousands of dollars on a bag that you're gonna get sick of after looking at it a couple times. Those are the reasons why this one ended up getting booted off. I have sort of mixed feelings about the next one because I still think this bag is so stinking cute. It is by Prada. It's the Galleria patent leather mini bag in the ivory patent leather. This one is a little bit of a special case scenario because it kept on getting booted off and then added back in multiple times throughout the year. I think the reason why this keeps on making a reappearance in my life is because I actually saw this bag in person first before I saw it on the website. And in person, the leather is so striking. The shine is absolutely gorgeous, and the Galleria style from Prada is such a classic. It's never gonna get old. It's such a staple style from Prada. Everyone knows what it looks like. This is such a clean, sharp look, and I would love to eventually add this to my collection, obviously. However, I think one of the primary reasons why I kicked this one off of my list so many times after adding it back so many times is because it's not the most practical bag, and it is very evening-like. I also kept on looking back at my collection, and I do have a Chanel small classic flap. So I already have a white/ivory fancy bag that is for those special occasions that it didn't really make sense for me to purchase this one as well. Although one could argue that these styles are very different. This Prada one is also in a patent leather. Still, to this day, I keep going back and forth on this one. It might eventually come back to my wish list. Next is a handbag from Hermes. I actually do not own a single thing from Hermes yet. I don't even have a pair of the Oran sandals, which is still on my wish list. This particular handbag initially made it to my list because I saw a YouTuber wear it and I thought she looked so chic, and this bucket bag style is just so stinking cute. I think during that time as well, I was eyeing a couple of different bucket bags, and I really wanted to add one to my collection. Don't get me wrong, I still want a bucket style bag in my collection because I don't have one yet. However, the more that I think about it, the more unsure I am about getting this style of bag from a designer brand. I have a small inkling that if I keep on looking at the same style of bucket bag for a long time, I think I might get sick of it. It's just a prediction, but I'm not willing to take the risk and spend over $5,000 on a bucket bag right now. Not gonna lie, I have gone into Hermes and asked if they have this bag in stock. Unfortunately, every single time that I've been into Hermes, they're all out of stock on literally everything. This isn't even a quota bag, so I was very shocked that this is so hard to get your hands on. So I just kind of gave up. And I'm okay with that. This one is a fun one. This is the Celine Classique Triomphe bag in natural calf skin, specifically in the color tan because look how gorgeous this shade of brown is. Ugh, with this gold hardware situation, looks so yummy. I don't think I have to really explain why this was on my wish list in the first place. I mean, it is a beautiful, stunning, gorgeous bag. I simply loved the look of it. I love the clean lines, as you know. It's a very simple design. I love the Celine logo. Celine is also just one of those brands that I've always loved over time, and they're so consistent with their designs. I love most of their styles. However, I did decide to kick this one off of my list because of how structured this bag is. And I just know my personal preferences now when it comes to handbags. I've made too many mistakes purchasing bags that are very rigid and stiff, and I just don't end up using them. I also very much heavily dislike this compartment situation. This bag has so many pockets and layers inside. The capacity is so restricted. I feel like I would get really annoyed using this bag on the day-to-day. This leather also looks really, really smooth. Doesn't have a lot of texture, so if you get one scratch across the bag on the leather, I don't know, it might ruin the look of it. So for those reasons, I decided that this bag is just simply not for me, which really sucks because I still love the look of this bag. It looks stunning. Let's move on to Goyard. I do not own a single item from Goyard. Goyard. This is the Alpine mini backpack, and I would love the black and tan color of this. This one got added to my list because, of course, I saw a YouTuber wearing it, and she just looked so fabulous. I also don't currently own any luxury backpacks, so it would be first in my collection. When I was looking through my options when it comes to luxury backpacks, this one was my favorite out of the several that I looked at. I didn't love the Celine one. I mean, I still think it's cute, but I definitely like the Goyard one better, and I am not into the Louis Vuitton, Palm Springs, that, you know, whole line of backpacks. I think Goyard just did it so well. I know this is just a backpack, but it looks more refined and elegant than the other ones. That said, the reason why I took this one off is because of the opening. As you can see, the only way that you can securely close this bag is to use the belt buckle at the front of the bag. Aside from that mechanism, you can't really secure your belongings inside. It's just a one big hole, and I feel like if you're too lazy to actually buckle the strap, things are just gonna go flying out of this bag, and it's just not very safe or secure. If the closure was different, I might think twice about my decision to take this off, but unfortunately, this is what it is. Going back to Celine, this one is a fun one. It's a travel vanity case in Triomphe, canvas, and calfskin. A while back, for some odd reason, I really wanted a luxury makeup case. I know many people have the Louis Vuitton one, but for me, I wanted something from Celine at that time. I also really love the tag with the lock, and it comes with a little mini travel mirror as well. You can see on top of the case opening. I wasn't really looking at this to use during travel. I don't think I would travel with this, to be honest with you, but I would just leave it on my vanity desk and use it as my case for daily makeup. However, I did end up thinking about it a little bit longer. Came to a conclusion that this would just get so gross inside that it's just not worth spending this much money on it. I would be so overly cautious about keeping this clean that it just didn't make a lot of sense. Instead of this, I decided to purchase a leather case instead that is good quality and substantial, but not luxury or designer, so that I don't feel self-conscious using it and traveling with it. I ordered the leather one last week, but it hasn't come in yet, but I'm so glad that I did go with that direction because now I have a case that is still aesthetic that I can leave on my vanity table, but also travel with me because it wasn't $1,400. Last but not least, this is such a popular item and it's by Cartier, and it's the love ring, the classic model. This was truly a veteran when it came to having a place in my wish list. I think I recently took this off because I just feel that I found other rings that I'm gravitating towards more, and that's a little bit more unique than this one. I still think this is a beautiful design, but if I'm being honest with myself, I think I would rather have something that's a little bit different. And I do have other rings on my radar that I like way more than this. And that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there was anything on this list that you found surprising. Is there anything that you kicked off of your wish list recently? Before we part ways, if you need something else to watch, definitely go ahead and check out my previous video right here. I would love for you to stay a little longer. Please like if you haven't already, subscribe if you want to stick around, and I will talk to you in the comments. Bye.